monthly reading. This is Lolo Moon, and I am giving you your monthly reading, but it is timely, so I just want to let you know. And happy Jupiter Sun in Aries Kazemi Day. It is your special day because Jupiter and the Sun are both in Aries, and they're forming a Kazemi, which makes this the luckiest day of the year. So I have bumped you up to the top of the list for readings. So let's see what's going on for Aries. You have the Strength card. This Ten of Cups is like popping out, so I'm going to keep it. You have the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Four of Swords. And you have the Death card on the bottom of the deck. We'll go ahead and clarify that. It kind of looks like there's something that you're overcoming in your life that, you know, everybody's getting the Death card right now. Or the Tower card. So, I mean, everybody's kind of going through a really big change in their life. Doesn't have to be mean endings, but I mean, I definitely feel like there's a huge, excuse me, a huge transition in your life. So far you have the Three of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Chariot card. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Hanged Man. You have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And the Strength card again. Emperor. This is beautiful. I love this. And the Seven of Cups. Okay. With the Four of Swords. So you have the Four of Swords showing up twice, actually. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to check the camera real fast. Make sure everything is on there. Okay. So I think I'm going to move this over a little bit. Okay. So I'll move my chair. Okay. So what we have going on for you right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn these over. We'll look at these in just a minute. Here we go. So you have the Strength card. This is what's been going on for you in the recent past. And it looks to me like you are, you know, trying to overcome something, right? It could be a change in your environment, a change in your life. You know, it could be moving because you have the Chariot card here. And like this warrior here is on the back of the lion. So it's kind of like, you know, you need to have, like, you're looking for like the bravery, right? To overcome this. And you're trying to just like lay down, you know, the seeds, right? You're planting the seeds right now, and you are trying to take steps for this, but you're also kind of in a delay period for this forward movement in your life. We're going to get a little bit more information. Tell me more about the Chariot. The Fool card. Yeah, like a completely fresh start in your life. I feel like you've done everything that you can do at this point. Like, it's just a matter of waiting for the right timing. And also the willpower. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of willpower energy right here to start over, to start something new, you know, and it could be that, you know, you're hesitant about it. You know, maybe you're comfortable where you're at. Yeah, you're hesitant about it because that Moon card. Yeah, and you're not exactly sure if, like, you know, you're making the right decision for yourself, like this leap that you're taking in your life. Like, you know, is it really the best decision for me, or is it something that I'm doing out of fear because this Moon card? Like, is it really something that is in my best interest? I feel like that's something that you're really considering right now in this period of delay. Like, because I feel with this Chariot card, it's like you want to do the best thing for you, but I feel like because the Chariot card has two sides, it's the dark side and the light side, like I feel like you aren't exactly sure like what your motives are, like if this is the best path for you based off of your motives. Like, is your motive rooted in fear or is it rooted in joy? And I feel like right now you're just taking the necessary steps, and I feel like you're just kind of waiting to see what happens. Or maybe you're waiting for the answer to be more clear to you, so then you can put in this gusto, right? Because you have movement type energy. And I feel like this right here, the Strength card, it's either telling you to be brave to overcome your current circumstances and just transform the way you think about it, or it is telling you to be brave and push through and, conquer your goals for yourself. And I feel like that's going to be largely dependent on the viewer. Like, that's not going to be, like, I don't feel like there's one answer for everybody. And this is kind of what's been going on here in your recent past. I'm also getting the sense, because the Four of Swords has shown up for you twice, it's like you kind of need to rest your mind about it. Maybe you're thinking about it too much, like maybe your focus is on, life is going to get better when this happens. And we can't do that. Like, if you think that life will only be better when something occurs, then you will never find true happiness. Like, true happiness is accepting where you are at this moment and trying to find joy and peace and serenity where you're at. So in your present moment, you have the Seven of Pentacles, and that's clarified by the Hanged Man, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Strength card. I feel like this just pretty much like confirms everything that I just said. Like, maybe there's a need for a perspective shift. Maybe you need to slow down. I feel like you could be planting seeds all over the place, and maybe you're a little bit discombobulated because you don't exactly know what you want to do. And so you, like I said, you could be coming from a place of fear, and that is what is propelling you. And it could just be causing you to become more and more confused about the direction of your life. And so perhaps you need to take a time out to see a different perspective. And you see how this Hanged Man is like in this net right here. And then right here, this whale is being broken out of a net. So I feel like at this time, you are needing to maybe take the time to find acceptance. Like, the Hanged Man is finding acceptance inside of this net. And that is going to be the thing that's going to break you free, is when you find acceptance. So, interesting. I'm going to keep that Magician right there. Tell me some more about the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Two of Cups. Oh, wow. That's a lot of cards. Maybe I feel like there's something that you're just missing. Like, I feel like you're missing something, and it has to do with partnerships, friendships, family, etc. in your life. Like, that's where your happiness lies. And it's not, because you see how these wands are pointed down at this instead of moving forward. And I feel like, this is kind of telling you that, you may think that your happiness is on the other side. And if you see, I don't know if you can see that I have this Ten of Cups still over here. And it's like, you think the happiness is on the other side. These cards were right here. But what if it's right here where you're at in the moment? So you have the Five of Swords, King of Cups, Tower, Nine of Wands, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. I feel a little bit like this is that Aries determination, like the determination to be independent. Maybe you want to go your own way, do your own thing, and you, like I said, you feel like that's where your happiness is. But I mean, oftentimes we think, oh, if I'm just more independent and I do this or that or whatever, I'm going to be happy. And then we get there and we're often not, because it's not a matter of changing your circumstances or changing jobs, changing relationships, changing your location. I mean, unless they're just extremely toxic for you, oftentimes it's an issue around acceptance and gratitude. And maybe that's like where this King of Cups is coming from too, with this Tower energy. It's like the conflict of your mind is in, sort of overcoming your emotions about a situation. And your emotions, like I said, could be rooted in fear. They could be rooted in self-doubt. Like there are a lot of things that, you know, our emotions are triggered by. And I feel like this major like perspective shift that happens within you is to really recognize your emotions about a situation and, you know, master them, right? Master them by really getting very clear about what are good motives and what are bad motives for you. You know, a bad motive is to make major changes based on fear. A good motive is to make major changes in your life based off of, you know, your goals and aspirations and self-love and stuff like that. You know, like that's coming from a more lighter side versus making major decisions out of fear could, you know, just result in perpetuating cycles of making decisions based out of your fear. And I mean, honestly, your Nine of Wands here is your wounds. Like it's past wounds, and like they, I feel like, are very present in your decisions. And that's why this Hangman is telling you take a time out, you know, gain some perspective, really get in tune with your motives and your emotions and master them. So, okay, let's go ahead and look at your near future. You have the Four of Swords. That's the finding the peace and serenity. And it's when you find that peace and serenity is when you get this gusto right here. And the Knight of Wands, like, he lives life to the fullest. I mean, the Knight of Wands is definitely the knight that is, he's a hedonist, okay? Like, he is all about being in the present moment, living in joy, living, you know, embracing adventure. Like he's not coming from, I mean, I guess sometimes he could be running from things, you know, that could definitely be a thing with the Knight of Wands, because he struggles with consistency. But because yours is paired with the Emperor right here, I feel more, it's like you've conquered these things, like you conquer these things inside of you, and, you know, you start to take the lead in your life based on a sense of joy, based on inspiration, based on a satisfaction for life. And that's when doors start to open up for you and you become, I feel, pleasantly surprised, you know? Like I always think of like the Little Mermaid when I see that card. And it's really interesting too because this Magician was on the bottom of the deck over here, and I feel like be careful of what you're manifesting and really understand why you're manifesting what you're manifesting, you know? Because if we manifest from fear, we just create more fear-based experiences. I mean, truly. Like, the energy is going to match, or the universe is going to match our energy. Okay, like, the High Priestess. Get to know yourself very well. I feel like that's just a separate message. Like, get really clear on understanding your intuition and, you know, where you're coming from an, you know, an intention and motive place. Ace of Swords, that's the sword of truth. I mean, I feel like this is the clarity right here. And the clarity comes when you take a time out, you rest your mind, meditate. That's a card of meditation. So is the Hanged Man. And you have this Four of Swords here too. And the Hanged Man, I think, came out twice. I mean, think about it. Like, I feel like it's a really important message for you to meditate and rest your mind instead of, you know, worrying. Because I'm telling you, if you just keep worrying and worrying, then you're just, you know, you could be making decisions that really aren't in your best interest. Tell me about the Emperor. The Ace of Cups. Get clear on what's really in your heart. Seven of Cups. Get clear on what's really in your heart here, okay? It could be a lover, honestly, because the Lovers is on the bottom of the deck. But, I mean, also, I feel like part of the confusion is a fear of not having enough, a feeling of being abandoned, a feeling of being forgotten, left out, you know, in the cold. You could be mirroring back like childhood wounds, okay, where something in your life is triggering this feeling of not being cared for, not being valued. And because of that, you're propelling yourself forward from that space, from that wound. And that's where I feel like the Strength card has come out for you again. I feel like this is number 3. So this is really important energy for you. Like, you are supposed to be overcoming this, recognizing it and overcoming it. And take your time in overcoming any of your wounds. Obviously, like, that's not something that like you have to push yourself through or barrel through. But I feel like it's really important for you to acknowledge these things, because they are just creating confusion for you. And you'll notice in the 7 of Cups, there's always a monster in one of the cups, the monster in the closet. And I feel like this is that. Maybe you feel like you don't feel cared for, or that you're not enough, right? And so you're trying to create experiences that make you enough or make you feel enough. And it's rooted from this place of lack right here. And it's whenever we do that, it doesn't typically go well. It really doesn't, because then we just repeat that cycle. And that's where I feel like, your confidence, your bravery, your tenacity, your fortitude all come in to overcome this. And this is when you reach the celebration of stability. And then this 10 of Cups that was like on the side, I feel like that's paired with this. It's like this process that you go through is when I did this windy movement. So it's like, because it's not linear, it never is, and that's okay. But that process brings you here in the near future. Okay, so let's get you some closing oracle messages. Today, when you're manifesting for Jupiter and the Sun Kazemi energy, be sure to be very clear on your intentions and your motives and, what your manifestations are rooted in. Okay, closing message for Aries. The Moon card. Like, seriously, this is what I'm talking about. The Moon card is our subconscious. It's where our wounds live, our childhood wounds, our subconscious thoughts that come from our parents and our teachers and society and all of this stuff that can sincerely rule us, and these are the things that we overcome to be more conscious, of ourself and what ourself really wants and what ourself really believes and what ourself, feels is best for us. That's where the work is for all of us. So this is a really interesting, hold on, give me a closing message for Aries. Let your intentions be known. That is freaking amazing. Okay, and then you have the Sun and the Stars. A long journey brings rewards. Okay, seek a union of mind and spirit, right? That's what all this 4 of Swords energy is about. Like, that's what the manifestation energy is about. Your perseverance will be rewarded on this long journey. I feel like this is kind of a warning. This is more like if you choose to continue to make decisions based from a fear-based or a subconscious place. It says darkness looms on the horizon, true feelings are masked, and the good fortune and friendship. So, I mean, obviously this is a good energy right here, but I feel like the darkness looming over or on the horizon, I feel like that is if you continue to stay in a fear-based energy and your true intentions and motives for yourself are masked. But I feel like regardless of like how you move in the world, whether it's from a subconscious wounded place or if it's from a more conscious place, you're still going to have good things happen in your life. You're still going to have, friends and good fortune. There's always fortunate experiences that happen every day. Like, it could be something as simple as somebody buying your coffee, you know what I mean? Or somebody just calling to say, hey, I've missed you and I've been checking on you, or I want to check on you. I've been thinking about you, right? And so there's always going to be those experiences regardless of the path that we're going down. So I feel like that's something to look forward to regardless. But I mean, this seems to be more from a conscious based energy. This seems to be more from like the unconscious patterns that are rooted in your subconscious wounds that may be propelling you. I feel like ultimately the choice is yours, and that's why this Two of Wands came out over here in the beginning. Right here. So, I mean, it's definitely something to think about. So let's go ahead and get you another closing oracle message. I'm going to wrap up, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Breaking the trail, a breakthrough is at hand, navigated by the stars. Follow your bliss, okay? Follow your bliss. This is not coming from a fear-based perspective. This is coming from the heart. You know, what does your heart want? And sometimes what our heart wants is the scariest possible thing. You know what I mean? And that's why the Strength card kept coming out for you, because it was like, yeah, what you want may be absolutely terrifying to you, but what if it's the right thing for you? You're going to be breaking trail, and that's the breaking of the Two of Wands. I feel like, you know, you've been on the beaten path, and you're going to break the trail by going the road less traveled, right? And that's going to be where your bliss is. It's going to be something, it's going to be something that's way out of your comfort zone, but that's where the blessings are. And that's the way that it always is. Like, the blessings are always outside of our comfort zone. If we just continue to repeat the same cycles, we continue to repeat the same cycles. The blessings are always outside of your comfort zone. So I hope that that helped you. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you're looking for a personal session, you can book down below. See you later. Bye.